research we did for the game was done 30 years ago when we were kids. It was that probably like our dream game come true. You know, we're big fans, obviously, of the franchise. Not only the video games, but also the TV show, the
toys,
everything inspired by the first, you know, the 87 show.
Oh,
so,
yeah. I was saying, I remember growing up watching the TV show because back then my grandparents, they had a whole lot of old VHSs, so I remember watching them way back in the day.
I think for us, I mean, it really is the best thing to be able to actually work on a game like this and deliver it with such love. So as you can see, the stages, the level design everywhere, there's a lot of little touches, a lot of dust.
So obvious, you know, it's obvious that the classic arcade was a heavy inspiration for what we have here in Shredder's Revenge.
Exactly.
How much of it was this completely rebuilt from the ground up?
Oh, absolutely. It's a different game, you know.
There you go.
We're not a direct sequel, but we'll say a spiritual successor.
There you
The
go.
Turtles in Time, yes.
Yeah, so we're heavily inspired by it, but at the same time, you know, tribute games, what we like to do is to build the games as you remember them, rather than how they actually were, you know. And they were
Because you go back to like the arcade game and it feels old. But you know that same like nostalgia you have, that same love. We brought it back. We had it just enough like modern touches to make it like for today.
There you go.
Obviously, an old fan will pick it up and just like blast. Like a modern gamer that doesn't play really like beat 'em ups, you'll find a way to have some fun for sure. From young kids to like my parents, you know, you can just smash and have fun, but you can get super technical, like plan out your combos, chain some like crazy combos, and end it with special attack. Like the move list, they go pause, they look at the move list, it's extensive. There's a lot of moves.
And then the double jump. That's something that
Double jump.
Yep.
The double
back in
jump.
the days, you know, it was just depending on the timing you press the button, you know that everything was a bit awkward, but now you can trigger it perfectly every time.
Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed. I played it a little bit. I was like, oh my god, the double jump!
Because when you know, there was a time when whenever you want to do the dive kick, you just hold the button a bit too long, and you just instead do like the air attack. It's kind of that's not what I wanted to do. No, it's always what you want to do.
So I have to ask. I know that cabinets are making their way back into the scene. They're really popular. Is there any chance of getting this in cabinets?
I mean, at the moment, I'm not aware of any of these things happening, but definitely I would like to play that on the cabinet. And for sure, I mean, with custom cabinets and PC, since the game's going out for PC too, or even consoles, players that built them. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward at least seeing people come up with those crazy cabinets for sure. As for us, I mean, as far as I'm aware, I don't know, but you know, our publisher, Mutant, our good friends, they are like crazy about making all the wildest dreams come true. Like they managed to get the original crew to come back and do the original voice actors to come back and do the voice for the 4 girls. So I mean, there's nothing that's stopping them. Like they are as big as fans as us, so for sure. Who knows what will happen? But for now, I mean, it's we're focusing on delivering the console experience for all of the main systems. The game is coming out this summer, so people are always asking, when is it coming out this summer? Oh, what is the exact date? We'll know soon. You know, it's we have to sync up like PC version, PS4 version, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. So you know,
is there going to be crossplay across all of them?
It's not going to be crossplay across all of them. There will be some crossplay depending on some platforms. Like for example, I think like the Xbox One will have some crossplay with Series X. I don't have all of the technical details on these, but it's not like all across board. But like especially for PC, I know for PC it's always a bit tricky because you have different platform like
yeah.
So for these, crossplay will be there. But as for the rest, like for now, I'm not exactly sure how we're doing it, but you can play with people on the same couch, but also play with other online players. So this is something that's cool. The whole game is built, you know, with co-op and multiplayer in mind.
There you go.
It's jump in, jump out at any time. So basically, we could pick up a controller there. And what's cool about it is that the game will adapt itself to the number of players in real time. So basically, the more players, the more enemies. So it's not just like let's have 4 players. plowing through one enemy. No, it's 4 players and there's 4 enemies at least. You know, there's always a balance in a way to make sure that the gameplay is always engaging and there's always a challenge for everyone.
No, and that's awesome because it really adds to the drop in, drop out.
Yeah.
Now, does this work along with bosses? Like, do the bosses increase in strength?
Exactly. So the bosses are more aggressive depending on the number of players. They have like also more hit points. So that if you just try to rush it, the boss will go down like in a second. And also the attacks that the boss performs, like in their design at core, all of the bosses were built with multiplayer in mind, meaning that most of their attacks will sometimes like be able to connect with more than one players. We have some bosses that might actually grab players and do things with them to attack the other players. So there's a lot of little things like these that we sprinkle everywhere. But yeah, the whole game, I mean, Turtle is meant to be played with friends.
Yes,
so
100%.
we had to make sure that it was just a single player game with 4 players, but a multiplayer game. We also added like a revive, so basically when you get knocked down, your friends have a little bit of time to come and revive you, so you don't lose that extra, that very precious credit that you're earning up. You can share lives by doing I5 the cheer up action that we added. We also have like small team attacks that can happen in real time. How it works is basically it's not something that you have to sync up and work have like perfect sync to do, but they will happen naturally in the context of the fight. So for example, if we decide to attack the same enemy, we'll switch to a sandwich attack and do like
do the shell bump.
Exactly, a shell bump. A lot of the little things like these that we just make sure that the game will always improve.
And one thing, because like I said, I got a chance to play, I believe on Thursday, I got a chance to play it for a bit, and I noticed the double jump, but something else that was awesome that felt really nostalgic and hit all the perfect nostalgic buttons was the ability to break the 4th wall and throwing characters at the screen. That was something immediately, and there's just so many moments like that it's awesome. And we as fans, as kids who grew up in arcades, because I'm a 90s kid, so this is how many quarters is this going to cost me?
I mean, it's crazy. Like for us being here at PAX this week, after we spent the last 2 years working on the game, with the current world situation, with the pandemic and everything, most of the time we spent remotely and everything, working on a party game, and finally be able to see this is our first public showing, so seeing hundreds, thousands of people.
It's crazy out there.
People, but
it's crazy out there. Folks, everybody is rushing here. This was the first booth I saw that was packed out.
Nice, that's great. I mean, it's crazy, and the people, everyone loves it so far. So I think it's just it's our second wildest dream come true. The first one was to make a Turtle game, and then the other one was that people would love it as much as we did. So that's awesome to see.
Awesome. Are there any physical collector's editions coming out?
So we announced physical releases for the game. I don't remember all of the details, but depending on the regions, they will all each have their version. So in the US and America, it's going to be limited run games.
Okay.
I think in Europe it's going to be merged, but I'm not exactly sure about these. We shared the details, I think, on the social medias a few days ago.
Okay.
But the physical releases are going to come in a bit after the digital release because the timing and everything in the production. But they definitely will have a different. Well, I mean, we are tribute games and Dotemu. We're both we love those franchises so much. We want the preservation and make sure that people will be able to experience them again, many years later.
Yeah.
So this is important for us for sure.
And that's actually something I wanted to comment on as well. Is I love the art style because it's timeless. Like you said, it lasts for a while. Just like even though the older one will feel a little stiffer in today's gaming world in comparison, the older title, Turtles in Time. But with with Shredder's Revenge, this will add another 30 years to it because of the art style and the fact of it being in many different places, not just a cabinet, so that's definitely something that's special. And I appreciate you guys, and as gamers we're thankful that you guys are bringing this back. And
we're thankful for you guys to be able to make it possible for us to do it also. I mean, this goes both ways. And I mean, in terms of pixel art, I mean, the game is beautiful. I think Tribute Game has some of the best pixel artists and animators in the world, I think. the game is looking amazing. Like each characters, they don't reuse animations from one character to the other. It's all unique animations. So
Wow.
basically, Mikey's run cycle reflects his personality, and same thing with Leo. You know, Leo is more like a leader, very like confident, while Mikey is all goofy when he runs. Like all of these little things that that makes the game feel like the real TMNT experience. This is something that's possible today for sure. 'Cause back in the days, it would have cost a fortune.
It was all sprites, you know.
Memory and everything, it would have been like a fortune. But now today, we have the luxury of being able to deliver like perfect experience for that.
This is awesome. Now, what was the most fun you had designing in this game?
Oh god, I mean everything. I think like the first days of the project were the best, because this is when we decided, okay, who do we want to have in the game? You know, the TMNT has such like a large. Like so many characters, so many like also like, not just like bad guys, but also cameos from. We wanted also like the game features cameos from other support characters from the show also. So I mean that was the best part, because we just deep dive. There are fans' favorite that we need to have, like Bebop Rocksteady, obviously, that we brought.
Yeah, that was my first. Yeah.
But at the same time, we wanted to have like characters that we haven't seen in video games before, but also characters that maybe people completely forgot about. Like, oh yeah, that was part of it. So and yeah, we went all over. We went like everything that was connected to the TMNT, the original TV series. Like even take some stuff from the toy world.
Oh, okay.
There are some toys that are going to be referenced in the game and everything, so it's going to be like, I think fans will have a good time with it.
Are we going to see different character designs?
So at the moment we're really like I was saying, since the animations and everything are so complicated and it's all hand drawn and everything. For now, we don't have like plans for like custom skins and everything. There are things that we might see in the future and might announce later. But for now, it's a focus more on that.
Get the game out, yeah.
And also getting these characters, with the right amount of love that they deserve.
There you go. No, this has been amazing. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out with us. With the folks over at LV1 Gaming, thank you so much. We're here with Tribute, and it's just been. Oh, I gotta ask. Favorite character?
Donnie.
Donnie. Look, we got the color scheme. Nothing is on accident. Everything is on purpose. There you go. Much love. Thank you so much for taking time out with us, and peace.
One of my favorite